Torches will now be lit in memory of the victims of the Holocaust and in honor of those who resisted Nazi tyranny during those darkest of times, as the theme from Schindler's List is played. The final torch will be lit in honor of the State of Israel, where the Jewish people were reborn after the Holocaust. The first torch will be lit in honor of the 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis during World War II. To light the first torch, on behalf of Dr. Shmuel Rosenman, Chairman of the March of the Living, I call upon Holocaust survivor and philanthropist Edward Mosberg. Mr. Mosberg has participated in several March of the Living programs and is a generous supporter of the March and many other worthy causes. He is also lighting this torch in honor of his dear friend and fellow survivor, Joseph Wilf, Zichrono Livracha, the first North American president of the March of the Living.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and the distinguished guest. I am here to say a few words on behalf of the Wilf family and to bring greetings from them. I have known Joseph Wilf of blessed memory and the Wilf family for over 60 years. The march, which we are all privileged to be participating is being named in his memory. Joe was a founding North American president of this march and always had a great pride in being a part of this creation and watching the tremendous growth. Joe led and contributed to many great causes. This tribute to him is extremely fitting as the March of the Living, education, young leadership, Holocaust remembrance, and of course, a strong Eretz Israel were also important to him. He was a great friend and a mentor to me and so many others in business and in tzedakah. While the Wilf family could not attend today's events here, they want you all to know that you are being here in such great numbers, remembering the victims of the Shoah and representing our strong Jewish future in the best tribute to his memory. And the Wilf family will continue to strive to carry on his incredible vision and leadership, including supporting the March of Living. Am Israel High, and thank you.
You don't need the words, just say
No, I don't need it. United Nations made January 27 as a Holocaust Day. I don't think so. There are such a good friends of Israel and the Jews, the United Nations. The Holocaust Day should be on Yom HaShoah. And my Holocaust Day is on Monday, and on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and on Thursday, and every day of my life. For the last 70-some years, I did not forget for 1 second the Holocaust, the murder that they commit on my family and the 6 million Jews. I see my family every day. I have the picture on the wall when I go to sleep, and then I get up in the morning, I see them. The same thing, my wife and my granddaughter, she came down here in memory, I'm sorry, in honor of my wife, and she's wearing her uniform and the number from Auschwitz. Once more, I want to thank you for listening to me, and God bless you, and long live State of Israel!
I got it.
Please watch a special short video featuring excerpts from Mr. Mosberg's moving speech at last year's March of the Living.
Please welcome and honor survivor Edward Mosberg.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. I wish that I would have to stay here and talk to you about the Holocaust and tell you that the Holocaust never happened. But it happened, and I have to tell you about the atrocity and murder that were committed on our family and the 6 million Jews. I was born in Krakow, Poland. When the war started, I was 13 years old. I came from intact family, a set of parents, 2 sisters, grandparents, aunts, uncle, and cousin. I am the only survivor. I lost my whole family. The Germans deprived me of my youth. My children do know what is to have an uncle, cousin, or grandmother. For this, I will not forget, and so will I will never forget. My father was killed by the Nazis in the beginning of the war. My mother was taken in transport from Plaszow 44. It is 72 years since the SS took her to her death. I can still see my mother waving her hands toward me. It seems like yesterday. She was murdered at the crematorium number 5 right here. June 14, 1944. You don't understand how many times I faced that. You see this whip? I was beaten by 4 men with this kind of a whip. At the end of it, they had a bottle of water, and they want to stick my head to drown me in it. But they did not succeed. How can we forget and forgive the barbaric murder of our brother and sister in the Gestapo of Auschwitz, Birkenau, Majdanek, Treblinka, or Belzec? To forget or forgive would mean to kill the victim a second time. We could not prevent their first death. We must not allow to be killed again. My wife, as a young child, was in several concentration camps. She was in Mielec, Wieliczka, Lublin, Dubinko, Krakow Ghetto, Plaszow, Auschwitz, Birkenau, Bergen-Belsen, plus other between. Her last transport was to Mauthausen, where she was liberated. She could not be here today, but my granddaughter is wearing her uniform, and she is here in honor of my wife. 10 years ago, my wife and I and one of our daughters, her husband, and 2 of our grandchildren participated in the March of Living. My daughter and I have participated in the March of the Living before. For my wife, this was her first March of the Living. The March of the Living is the most important organization, and they're teaching the children When we, the survivor, will be gone, then they will be here to talk about the Holocaust. Thank you very much.